right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of
Manic Pixie Dream Ghouls.
Manic Pixie Dream Ghouls. I'm Sarah Cooper. I am the founder and curator of the American Snallygaster Museum, and I'm joined by my co-host.
I'm Kenzie Gleason. I just run a podcast and this. That's all.
For now.
I know. I'm not as cool as Sarah. That's okay, though.
I'm pretty cool, Kenzie. Definitely.
Very.
I didn't just have a really hard time setting up Zoom. Like, I'm 65 years old.
It's okay. Zoom is hard.
It's really hard.
Nothing makes any sense.
Nothing and in life and in Zoom, nothing does. Okay.
Almost knocked over my whole show.
Okay, so this is going to be a podcast where we discuss a lot of things, mostly cryptids, high strangeness, a little bit of UFOs, just whatever.
Mythology,
ghouls. Folklore, all the ghouls, obviously. So today, I thought we would start off with, I feel like this is the cryptid that got me into cryptozoology. What about you?
Not specifically this one, but it ties in. The one that got me ties in a little, yeah.
Everything we've done so far on any project or podcast has weirdly had synchronicities that tie in together. And it's kind of
I think that's because you and I are the same person.
We're the same person.
We just live far away, but we're the same person.
This is so true.
Kindred spirits.
Kindred spirits, and just so far away though, until our road trip in November, which we will discuss later. So today we're talking about my OG, my number one man, boy. I'm gonna hold up my little picture here. Oh, it's that boy. It's that boy, and I love him.
He's so scary looking.
He's a baby. So I wrote up my thing, but we will have talking obviously in between, but I wrote it up so I didn't get off topic, and I had a lot of feelings I didn't really know that I had that kind of came out in this. So it's not always going to be feelings-ish on here, I don't think, at least. So we'll see. Okay, so here we go with Bat Boy. Okay, on June 23rd, 1992, the Weekly World News first printed the infamous headline, "Bat Child Found in Cave." Further elaborating with, "Boy captured by explorers 2 miles underground, his giant eyes see in the dark, his ears are better than radar." An image of the Bat Boy graced the front cover with his mouth open and his fangs bared. And just like that, I was obsessed. I'd never seen anything like it before. You're saying he's scary, he's not, but he is, cute and scary at the same time. And that just short-circuited my 7-year-old brain. So I don't know if it was the giant eyes or the hiss that I could hear from the picture, the little baby sayings, or the little pointy ears, but I was instantly completely taken and obsessed with him. So Dick Culpa, that's a name. Dick Culpa, the Weekly World News editor at the time, could not have known that what he would create would impact my life and the life of so many other people. But I don't feel like we have enough of a discussion in society, in cryptozoology, about where he came from and how he stole so many hearts. So we're going to start with his origin story. So this is according to legend. Dr. Ron Dillon discovered the Bat Boy deep inside of a cave in Pendleton County, West Virginia. According to the first article, which was the Bat Boy found in cave article, explorers captured the Bat Boy and discovered him living 2 miles underground. So he's supposed to be the spawn of a human named Susan Boy, which, okay.
That's so funny to me.
And an unidentified bat-like creature. I do have some theories and suspicions that it's definitely Mothman or Mothman adjacent, because
that's why it ties in, because my first intro to cryptozoology was Mothman.
Oh my God.
So it kind of ties in, because if your theory is that Mothman's his dad, and I was a big Mothman stan as a 8-year-old.
It's so perfect. It's literally so perfect.
I know.
Someone make us a sticker of Kenzie and Mothman and me and Bat Boy. We need a sticker.
We're riding on their backs.
Oh, I hope. Please, God. Okay. So Bat Boy is said to have spent his formative years underground. with no influence from modern civilization. Weekly World News sociologists throughout the years made it their mission to integrate him into society. So Bat Boy is supposed to be 2 feet tall, and he has a pair of like leathery bat wings that shed every few years. And as of today, in the year of our Lord, 2021, our Lord Bat Boy, he would be 39 years old.
I have a question before you go any further. Is he still 2 feet tall at 39 years old?
I don't know. So according to some of the pictures, like if we go through the years, he did seem to grow. Like when he ran for governor, which we'll get to, he did appear to be a normal height.
What?
So I think he's small, but not like 2 feet. I think he was 2 feet at this time. So he would have been as like
as an
10
infant.
Maybe, as a child Bat Boy.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. I was like, what do you mean he's 39 and 2 feet tall?
I mean, he could be. What was that?
It was a piece of dust.
It was a ghost. So over the years, Weekly World News uncovered Bat Boy's entire genealogy dating back to the early 17th century. So according to this official document, humans and a species of bat-like creatures bred to make the bat-human hybrids. So they bred, and the bat-human hybrids that came from that thing, I don't know what to call that. That's what made Bat Boy's dad. So apparently his roots go all the way back to the Mayflower. The Boy family, originally called the B-O-E-E, Boy family, landed in the United States in the early 17th century, remaining out of sight and living in the shadows to kind of stay away from persecution. And they went deep into our country's cave systems.
So they were also bat people.
Yes. So I think the bat people did the bat breeding over in Europe somewhere, which makes sense. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Then the bat human hybrids came over on the thing. No, wait, but then this is raising a lot of issues.
Susan Boy's a lady?
Human. Yeah, she's supposed to be a lady. So maybe
there was like a weird mutation in the middle where she became a person.
Oh my God. This is so true. And now I think I'm going to make some like in biology class in middle school, you make those Punnett squares to tell us what traits. We need to make an official Bat Boy genealogy Punnett square so we can get all the traits down, the biological traits. We'll do like Mothman, Susan Boy. We'll throw some other cryptids in there. We'll solve this problem with science.
Yes.
7th grade science.
Yes.
Okay. So Bat Boy's viral exploits began on October 6, 1992, when he escaped from capture for the first time. In December of that year, there were a wave of Bat Boy sightings. And in March 1993 is the first time he attacked a human. So he attacked a 10-year-old girl and drank her blood with a crazy straw.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
I know. Why couldn't it be me? Why am I not?
I feel like I want to be upset and like angry at him, but also like the pizzazz.
The pizzazz
is like
of it.
It makes me not mad.
She's probably
She's fine. She's all right. Did she live?
I know who she is. It's Casey Anthony.
Oh my God.
That
makes so much sense.
It makes so much sense. We'll put that in our Punnett square somehow. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. That's just the truth. So July 27th, 1993, Jack Alexander, a Weekly World News writer, captured the Bat Boy once again and maintained custody of him until August 31st, 1993, when the FBI captured him in Mississippi after a nationwide manhunt.
How did they capture him? Why couldn't he just like hide?
Yeah, like, I don't know. They said that, so according to this whole report, there was like a flood and he was on the roof of a house and they just kind of, it's kind of sad. I don't know. I guess his wings weren't working. Yeah, it's not cool.
They probably got wet.
They probably did get wet. It's so sad.
Isn't that like a thing? I don't know if that is a thing with bats too, but like I know bugs, like if their wings get wet, they can't fly.
Oh my God, maybe. And he does have the like shedding thing, so he could have some insect in there too. He could have a little vegetable man in there because I feel like he's more insect than vegetable.
Yeah.
Creeps me out.
He really is just like a smorgasbord of
he's got problems.
Origins.
So many problems.
To say the least,
traumatized by him. So according to Weekly World News, the FBI informant that spoke to them said that in spite of his small size, the Bat Boy is as strong as a chimp and has razor sharp teeth and can be extremely dangerous when provoked. So apparently the FBI studied Bat Boy for 12 weeks prior to his next escape. And their head researcher concluded, I can't in good conscience say that he is human.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me you can look at him and say that's a human being.
He's humanoid, but I'm like, is this just their reasoning to do experiments on him and like kind of take away whatever humanity he had so they can just do whatever evil and horrible things the government likes to do?
Yeah, that's a fair point. But his teeth look like, have you seen that vine of Riff Raff?
Mm-mm.
He goes, I just want to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody. And then he goes,
I've heard that sound before.
And he has the shark teeth.
Yes.
And that's what Bat Boy looks like.
That literally probably is him.
Yeah, that Riff Raff is his dad.
Riff Raff is his son. How old is Riff Raff?
I don't know.
He's his son.
I'll look it up.
This is also a fact.
This is a family tree that we need to expand on because this is getting really good.
I think we need to make it into like a whole project. The Bat Boy family tree.
What if we brought it with us to CryptidCon and just had it in the background?
Oh my God.
And we're like, add your take on who else.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we could do a timeline and a family tree and we can ask people to just kind of contribute their Bat Boy.
Riff Raff is 39.
Okay, this is gonna play into something because a second Bat Boy was found at a point. I think it's Riff Raff. Riff Raff is Bat Boy too. Oh my God.
Jody High Roller, you didn't even tell us.
So after being captured by the FBI, Bat Boy was allegedly held just 2 miles from the White House. And I think, so this is 93, this would have been like, what, Bill Clinton White House?
I have no idea.
I think, yeah. So you know what? That's sketch. That's all I'm going to say. It's sketch. And I'm not cool with it at all. I'm upset at the vivisection that I think was going on. I
have no idea. I wasn't alive yet, so I don't.
You weren't alive yet. You weren't. No. And I was confusing news stories left and right at that time. So let's talk about our first sponsor, which is Cryptid Comforts, who I have not been responsible enough to get copy from, and even though I think they wrote it. So Lisa from Cryptid Comforts makes the cutest little stuffy little baby cryptids. Kenzie's got the Fresno Nightcrawler.
Little cute little baby.
Cute. He's such a baby.
He's so cute. He lives on my shelf and he's like next to I have a little Snallygaster figurine and they live together and they're friends. Yes.
I think they would be. I think he would ride the Snallygaster like through the night. He's so cute. Someone draw that. I wish I could draw.
Please.
I draw so much stupid shit. And we've got that Grafton Monster. He's so soft, so snuggly.
I really just want to hug it.
I hug him all the time. If she made a giant, like life-size Grafton Monster, like that I could put in my bed, I would snuggle with it every night. They're so darling. That's a great idea. Yes, all of her stuff is awesome. She does stickers, keychains, these sweet babies, and like everything in between. She's literally the coolest. And if you're going to be at CryptidCon in November, she is staying with us in our Cryptid Hype House.
Yes.
It's going to be great. Yeah, we're very excited. Okay. So back to Bat Boy. So in January of 1995, the Weekly World News had a headline declaring that the US government said Bat Boy was dead. Boom. I was devastated, just devastated. I think it was a cover-up for some of their doings. I think they were experimenting on him. Something went wrong, obviously.
The US government is very good at cover-ups, so.
Yes, they're very good at it, too good. So Bat Boy, thank God, was spotted again in April of 1995 in my home state of Texas.
Was it in the same town? Was he like close to you?
I don't know. I just know it was Texas and I didn't have like a concept of how big it was. So I figured like, he's right there. I need to meet him. Like I thought I was
he's next door. I can see him.
Yeah. Like, and I was a creepy child and like, I had plans that like, I was going to sneak out at night if I saw him and like, I was going to be like, hey, like take me with you. But my grandparents had this really scary Virgin Mary statue in their yard that I thought was going to come to life. So I just didn't take the chance. I wasn't about to play with that.
I was really afraid of statues as a child. I really thought they were going to kill me.
Like, yeah, I'm still creeped out by them. Like,
I'm
will
not
I
really
let
anymore.
Batboy
Like,
drink my blood?
do you see
Did
my
you have one?
mannequin? It's a
Oh, hell
mannequin.
no. I don't
It's a
like
baby
it.
mannequin. I have 2
Nope.
more downstairs, and I have a mannequin in my car. There's one in my hallway and another
What do
one
you do
downstairs.
with them? They just sit there?
Well, that one is going to be a table once I get the right piece for the top of it, because I chopped off the top of the head. And the other ones, we use like the baby ones in Squatch investigations. We're doing like this like running experiment on like if the presence of a child. It kind of, yeah. But it's a fake child, so it's okay. No one's gonna get hurt.
Do you think so? Do you think the Squatch is gonna hurt the child?
No. But we
so
think that
it's not like the gorilla, it's not like Harambe.
No, it's not like Harambe at all. It's like we're trying to see if the presence of a child alone in the woods would draw the creatures out.
Oh,
so we've been using the baby ones for that, and the other ones I make jewelry on.
So how old of a child are we talking?
They're from when I worked at a clothing store, and the section that they came from goes up to 1.5 years old. The baby mannequins wear like a 9 to like a 6 to 9 month.
We could put my child in the woods as long as we're not too far away. He doesn't give a shit about anything. I mean, he literally, like, I've shown you the side by side. He looks like Batboy.
He does.
That kid has no fear of anything.
Like Batboy.
I mean,
do you think, Sarah, is there a possibility that your child is like the reincarnation of Batboy?
I mean, or his child, one or the other.
Yeah. Do you think that that's possible? Like, you gave birth to that child.
I hope so. I'd be so happy. He does hiss all the time. So, I mean, who knows? But he could definitely get us a Squatch. Yeah. We'll try it. We'll try it when you're out here.
Okay.
So the summer that the Batboy sightings were happening, there was also a big chupacabra flap in South Texas where I was living, and Selena was murdered, I thought, by the chupacabra. Didn't clarify that for several years, but to set the record straight, I do not think officially that she was murdered by a chupacabra. I cannot rule out whether a chupacabra was involved. That's my official
how I
stance.
feel too.
Yeah, because in any situation, you never know what cryptid could have been creeping around. So
exactly, it's like even if they just witnessed it, it's like that still counts as being involved, at least to some extent.
Absolutely. So Batboy became an international celebrity. In 1996, he helped Elvis officiate a wedding. He was captured again in 1997. And then upon that escape attempt, they reported that he learned English and written English and human speech.
That's terrifying.
But later reports do say he just kind of screeches, so I don't really know what the speech
maybe
is
it's
like.
It's a selective thing where it's like if he wants to talk, he can whip out a whole sentence, but like normally he just yells.
Yeah, and that's fine. If I didn't have to deal with people, I do the same thing.
Yeah, I'd just yell. Screaming all the time.
We will. And if you come up to our booth at the wrong moment at CryptidCon, we might scream. You don't know. That's why it's fun. Depends on how we're feeling.
It's a little game of Russian roulette of if you're going to get yelled at or not.
So Matthew Damon, or Demon, it's D-A-E-M-O-N, I'm going to say Damon, who called himself a seeker of obscure supernaturals, became Batboy's archenemy in 1997 and vowed on multiple occasions to capture or kill the creature.
That's rude.
And I'm going to say, because we can cuss on this podcast, because it's our podcast, fuck you, Matthew Damon.
Yeah, fuck you. Much? All the homies hate Matthew Damon.
Where are you? Am I doing a podcast about you? No, you ain't shit. Bye. Hate him.
He's going to follow us and be like, this is rude. This is slander.
What if he's like a speaker at CryptidCon? And they're like, it's Matthew Damon. Like, I will fight him.
What would he talk about? His hatred for Batboy?
What if he does? Oh man, I'll fuck him up. I will,
for legal reasons, this is a joke.
For legal reasons, it's a joke. But also, Matthew Damon, it's
on site.
Challenge you to trial by combat, and I will fuck you up. I don't care. whatever.
It's so
We're
funny.
getting all heated now. Okay. So September 15th, 1998, the Weekly World News claims that a second bat child has been captured in West Virginia. That's Riff Raff.
It's Riff Raff. Jody High Roller.
100%. Now, this story never panned out. They didn't really follow up on it. I don't think that the public was willing to accept a second bat boy. I certainly wasn't. There's only one, you know, so Riff Raff, he went on to do great things.
Yeah.
Obviously, but, you know, you're not the bat boy, so.
No.
So Bat Boy had a few more escapes, attacks. Bat Boy had a few more escapes, attacks, and attempts at capture until 9/11. Bat Boy, his whole vibe, I mean, everything about him changed after the 9/11 terrorist attacks. I'm not fucking kidding. He became a true American patriot. Yeah. So all of his celebrity stuff, we moved past it for a time.
Okay.
So 9/11 happens. November 20th, 2001, the Weekly World News ran a story which claimed that Bat Boy was training with the US Army. A week later, Bat Boy. So
Excuse me?
He grew taller. Yeah, he was training. Army.
They gave him the Steve Rogers treatment.
Yeah.
Swapped out his body.
They need to make Captain America but Bat Boy.
I was literally just gonna say, do you think Captain America is Bat Boy?
No, he's boring. Never. He could never drink blood through a Tracy
Captain
straw.
America is so cute.
Yeah, not for me. I root for Loki in every movie. You can take
Loki
him.
is so hot. I really like.
Loki's everything, and I'm like,
we're going down a weird path here, but like my top Marvel Universe men are like Thor. Thor is number one. Okay. Captain America and Loki are tied for second, and then Bucky. We like Bucky. He's hot. And then Killmonger.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, how have we not gotten to anyone from Black Panther? Because mine's like Loki and everyone from Black Panther.
Well, we were getting there. I have a really big soft spot for Thor. I really just like, I want to kiss him on the mouth.
Oh, I love Fat Thor.
Me too.
I love him so much. I loved him more as Fat Thor. I was like,
he's so cute. I can't handle it. Anyway, Bat Boy is not Captain America. Could be though.
A week after this story where Bat Boy was training with the Army, the next headline says, Bat Boy meets with President Bush at Camp David. Which, looking back, it was probably really inappropriate to be posting in the aftermath of this horrible thing. But, you know, we all deal with things in our own way. So these stories have the most special place in my heart because I was a teenager when 9/11 happened and I watched this happen. I watched people just die on live television, you know, like it really shook me, like rocked my world. And I fell into this place of like a complete loss of hope and apathy. It was just, I don't really even know what it came from. Like there was just so much. It was like the foundation of everything I thought the world was gone and nobody knew what to do. And it just really was a life-altering experience, even though I wasn't involved in any way, I wasn't near it, just seeing that can happen really fucks you up. Yeah. Everyone's like confused, no one knows what to do. And it just felt like this is the end, like everything's bad. So I remember the Camp David story because I was in the grocery store and I looked over and I see this stupid headline about Bat Boy meeting with Bush. And it was the first time I had laughed in months. I had not laughed or smiled. I was just kind of in like this state and it was really stupid and probably highly inappropriate, but I really needed it like at that time.
Yeah.
So it was like a big deal for me. Thank you to Bat Boy for that. So Bat Boy stormed Afghanistan with the US Marines in December of 2001 and the nation kind of cheered him on. He was our cryptid hero. We were so stoked. I'm kind of amazed that these stories didn't backfire because it's pretty sensitive topic. But it wasn't to last because in December of 2001, Bat Boy bit Santa Claus. Yeah.
What?
I don't know what happened. He might have had some PTSD.
I have so many feelings happening inside me right now, and I don't I don't understand.
I don't understand either. I don't get it. So then
did he get like
the
an
American
honorary
people,
trip to the North Pole to meet Santa? Like what? How did that even come together?
That's a good question. It was December 18th, 2001 when they ran the story. So this had to have happened, beginning of December. So it's like he stormed Afghanistan. Did Santa come to their base in Afghanistan and say like,
I'm gonna say probably not.
no, you don't think he was
I
like,
don't think
good
no,
job,
I don't think
support
Santa
our
did
troops?
that.
Well, then how did
No.
he fight him?
I think that Bat Boy probably went to the North Pole.
Okay. Like they dropped, like the military plane was like, we're going to make a quick stop.
Or he just went there himself. He can fly, right? Can't he?
I've never seen an actual report or proof that the wings work. So I don't know if he can fly.
I don't know then. How did those two even come together?
I was picturing like one of those like USO kind of shows where like celebrities go perform for the troops. And I was kind of picturing that Santa just showed up there to be like, good job. But and then he bit him because Bat Boy was like the celebrity, and then he got like, too excited.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too.
Because like Santa's like
people.
Yes, but Santa's like a fairy, he's this magical being, so he probably has magical blood, and Bat Boy couldn't help himself.
Oh, very true. There was no crazy straw around, so he had to.
Yeah, improvise. He just had to do it. He didn't have a choice. The American people were out for blood when this happened. And the first Weekly World News headline of 2020 was, "Bring us the head of Bat Boy." Like they were real mad about the Santa Claus thing. I don't know. So things got weird from there. So at some point in these all 2002 shenanigans, Bat Boy went to prison, I think for biting Santa, but I'm not 100% sure. He converted to Judaism. Okay. And he had a batty mitzvah.
That's kind of fun.
I can't. He spent some time in prison before he was, I don't know, broken free, or he escaped, and then he was captured by terrorists. And then he escaped again and hid out in South America for a while.
Okay. That's a lot.
It's kind of a weird time. Yeah, like a lot happened in that year. Mm-hmm. He was going through it. Yeah. He was going through it. Like he discovered himself.
How long would he live for? Because would that be considered a midlife crisis?
So he would have been, let's see, what was this, 2002? He would have been like early 20s. So it could have been like a self-discovery thing.
Yeah. Or a quarter life crisis.
Quarter life crisis. I don't know I don't know the lifespan of a Bat Boy.
Yeah, me either.
And I don't know the lifespan of a bat. How long does a bat live? You knew how long sharks lived, so.
I'll look it up.
Now, how long does a bat live? Because then we have so much science to do.
Okay, bat lifespan. Although most bats live less than 20 years in the wild, scientists have documented 6 species that live more than 30 years. In 2006, a tiny bat from Siberia set the world record at 41 years.
Oh my God. So if Bat Boy's lifespan is similar to that of a bat, then we're talking like we're at the end of his life right now.
Well, I feel like it would be like somewhere in the middle. It'd be like an average of a bat life span and a human lifespan. So it would be somewhere between that. I don't know.
I'm so worried. Okay, so I'm going to have you do our next sponsor, which is Strangeology.
Oh, okay. So I actually grabbed my sticker before.
Yay, because last time we had it.
But yeah, so Strangeology is super cool. It has an Etsy store, makes a lot of t-shirts, stickers, also has a podcast. Very super cool. I think Sarah and I both have Strangeology shirts on the way right now.
Yeah.
He has a whole line of like home state cryptids t-shirts. which like I got the Massachusetts Home of the Pukwudgie one. They're very cool. I've never done a sponsor shout out before. I don't really know. What else am I supposed to say?
I don't know. Like I meant to wear my Fresno Nightcrawler shirt, and then I don't know where it is. And my Sally Gaster shirt is in the mail. So when you see us wearing, like, this is from the Mothman Museum, but like we'll wear shirts from people that make amazing cryptid stuff. So Strangeology shirts, we will always make a point to kind of point them out. They have like a really cool overall kind of theme. It's like this like black and yellow and green kind of style.
Like neon.
Yeah,
there's
neon.
Like a lot of neon colors, and I love it.
I love it. It's so cute. Obsessed. And he makes the one that says like it looks like I think it's like a Ramones style. It says like cryptids or something.
Oh yeah, that one's awesome.
I really want to order that one because it's so cute. So Strangeology on Instagram, it's at strange.ology. So follow, look at their cool shit. Everything I've ever gotten from them has been like amazing, high quality, just fabulous.
Very true.
Love it. Okay. So we've moved past our patriotism, Judaism, terrorist escaped. Bad Boy is now in his prime. Okay. He's a young man. He's living in the city. So 2003 to 2004 marked the years when Bat Boy truly peaked. In 1 year, he managed to run for governor, romance Jennifer Lopez, fight in the Iraq War, fly a space shuttle, lead U.S. troops to Saddam Hussein, and try out for American Idol.
What?
It's a lot going on. I feel like
hearing this makes me feel like I've done nothing in my life.
Me too. Like, what am I doing? But also, I'm not a bat. I don't have crazy straw blood drinking, powers. And
does he have powers though, or is he just weird?
You know what?
Odd.
Do we have powers, or are we just weird? Who knows?
Fair point.
No one knows. No one knows. So Bad Boy was everywhere and managed to latch on to every bit of early 2000s pop culture with his little bat fangs. Britney Spears and Bat Boy were allegedly married in a secret ceremony in 2005. That one I believe 100%. I'm not even gonna I wouldn't even, the Jennifer Lopez I was kind of, but Britney Spears, that makes sense.
I don't know.
Do you remember the story that she said that she was talking to Prince William on like Skype and he showed her his true lizard form?
Do you think that was Bad Boy?
No. I'm just saying, I feel like if anyone was going to be involved in some high strangeness, it would be Britney Spears.
I guess that's kind of fair. She did like date Kevin Federline for a while, so I feel
he
like
looks kind of batty. Yeah, I think it
crazy.
makes sense. So this story I'm going to say is 100% fact. That Britney Spears and Bad Boy were married. Don't sue me, Britney Spears' estate. In 2007, the weekly... Okay, hold on. I'm going to die. In 2007, the Weekly World News claimed that Mitt Romney visited Bat Boy's home while campaigning for president. And there is a picture, and it is amazing. I wish I'd printed it so I could hold it up, but if we can put it into the, edit it in, it's incredible.
Okay.
Mitt Romney and Bat Boy.
Oh, wow, that's something.
There's a lot going on. Mitt Romney promised to protect Bat Boy's West Virginia cave from spelunkers.
Well, that's nice, at least.
Yes. And it didn't work out. I don't know whether or not Obama had any contact with Bat Boy. So I can't speak to that.
Yeah. I would say there's a strong possibility.
Oh, absolutely. Because that's a big voting block. You've got to win over the Bat people in the caves. So, So sadly,
I think they do mail-in votes too. So you got to be like, real. You got to get the jump on it.
Yeah, you've got to be there early because the Bat people, they've got to come out at night. They've got to get to the post office.
Yeah, they have to do their mail-in votes way earlier because they don't have a proper mail system in the caves.
And I think we need to remedy that.
I agree.
We're going to do a fundraiser. It's fine. We'll go to the cave and be like, what do you want? We can stop at the Bat Boy Cave on the way to
Yes.
Kentucky, actually, and screech into it.
Yes.
So Weekly World News went out of print in 2007.
Boo.
So sad. It was the end of an era for tabloid cryptids and the beginning of everyone being obsessed and on social media. So Bat Boy was replaced with Facebook and MySpace and all this other BS, which is such a bummer. And I think that maybe the country's waning love for Bat Boy led him to take some interesting political stances. In 2008, he publicly supported John McCain. So we've got two questionable situations here. I'm not happy with it, but whatevs. But months later, Bat Boy retracted his support so that he could support gay marriage and protest Proposition 8, which defined marriage being between a man and a woman.
Okay, we stand.
I stand Bat Boy for this. So according to one of these online sources, Bat Boy was seen outside of City Hall with Prop 8 written on his chest and a giant X through it. Activists who were there say that he was unable to convey his feelings through words, but he sent out high-pitched squeaks of dissent echoing across the plaza.
Incredible.
It's incredible, and I don't know why we protest any other way.
Yeah.
This is all I'm doing from now on. Like, I'm going to do screaming and screeching dissent. So I don't know whether he chose to do that because he was feeling very strongly about this topic, or he lost the human speech abilities at some point in these, 9-year period. That's to be determined.
But I wonder how much talking he did in that time period. I wonder if maybe he just if he doesn't practice, he kind of loses it. So he's got to constantly be talking. But if there's no one for him to talk to, he just doesn't do it.
Do you think that Britney Spears didn't talk to him?
No, I think she probably did.
Maybe she screeches too.
Yeah.
I think we need to look into what year was this Britney Spears thing? What songs came out by Britney Spears? 2005. What was Britney Spears' 2005 hit song? Because that was definitely about Bat Boy.
Let's see.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out.
I'm going to fast forward this part.
Oh, good. I'll put on more lip gloss. No problem. This Kylie lip gloss is thebomb.com.
I haven't tried it. All right.
Tingles.
2005.
That wasn't the year Britney Spears had her meltdown.
The closest we have.
Her head?
Potentially. I'm really bad at timelines.
I'm bad.
So we had in 2003, we had, I'm trying to find the main bop. There was a song with Madonna. She did a song with Madonna.
Oh yeah.
2003.
Wait.
then 2005. 2007 rather is when she dyed her hair black. And we got Gimme More, Piece of Me, Radar.
What about Toxic? What year was Toxic? Why am I thinking Toxic was about Bat Boy?
That's a thought. What the hell?
I really think that Toxic.
Okay, but do we know when their relationship started? Because in 2001, Britney Spears put out "I'm a Slave for You," so could have been a sex song about Bat Boy.
It could have been, but he was fighting terrorists in 2001. But that doesn't mean they weren't writing letters and having.
Do you think they were sexting?
They were sexting. So
with echolocation.
Oh God. I'm so upset.
Why can't I find Toxic?
Okay, I'm gonna find it. I'm telling you, I really think Toxic was it. 2005.
Oh, because I was looking at the wrong thing. It's on the 2003 album.
Oh, damn it. Okay, list of songs recorded by Britney Spears. Why is this so many things? I just need okay. Why is it not in chronological order? Wikipedia is really letting me down today. Okay, hold on. Let's see. She has so many hits. God damn.
She's a bad bitch.
She's such a bad bitch. I stand Britney forever. Yeah, it's interesting because there was really nothing big in that time period. Freak Show 2007, but
could potentially also be about Bat Boy if they had a bad split.
Absolutely. Our final sponsor today is Conjure Dust Designs. You can find them on Instagram at conjure_dust designs. Conjure Dust _designs. It's one of those.
Yes, it's that one. It's Conjure Dust _.
Conjure Dust _. So Danner makes these incredibly cute little, I'm obsessed with them, cryptid and high strangeness theme stickers. He makes everything so precious. His art is amazing.
He just came out with like a whole new like round of designs too.
And he, so we've done some Snallygaster stuff together, and he actually like legit researches so much about these cryptids to put these little Easter eggs into everything he makes. So one of the Snallygaster pieces he did for us, he like made a point to put the little star on the barn that like is supposed to ward the Snallygaster off. Like he really knows his stuff. So please go support, buy something. You will not regret it. Everything that Danner has ever made is the cutest thing I've ever seen. It's not even funny. So awesome. And we will have real actual copy to read off from them at some point, just not today, because this is a lot. It's been a few weeks of chaos for everyone. Okay. It's been a long time since the world has heard from our beloved Bat Boy. Some people question whether or not he's still alive. And this is another time where Bat Boy and my life experiences intersected. So when the first reports of COVID possibly coming from a bat were coming out, I had these hopes that Bat Boy was going to return, because I thought, oh, this would be a great story, right? Bat Boy is the reason we have COVID. He bit someone, you know, I'm like,
Bat Boy infected the world.
Yeah, there's got to be like a moment. Bat Boy is responsible for it, because
I'm kind of surprised that didn't happen.
Me too.
Why did nobody think of that?
Thank you. So I was like, surely this is going to come back, but you know. And then for the second time in my life, the world shifted in an unthinkable, unimaginable way. I was 28 weeks pregnant when the state of emergency was declared here in Maryland. I'm an ER nurse, and I remember being in triage that night, and what I call the 9/11 feeling came back, where just the world, like everything was out from under my feet. Something wasn't right. Everyone knew something wasn't right, but there was no leadership and no one knew what we were going to do about it. And as a teenager, when that happened, I remember being like, well, surely there's some adult that knows what to do. But this time I was an adult.
Yeah, you were the adult.
No one knows what to do. Like, we're so screwed. It was awful. So I worked through the worst pandemic in modern history while pregnant and without proper PPE. I got one surgical mask a week. And it was absolutely terrifying. Yeah,
that's awful.
It was awful. So I stopped laughing again. And that same sense of dread and hopelessness crept up on me as the weeks went on. I would spend the nights when I got home from work just doom scrolling through Facebook and news sites and reading all of these horrible encounters and experiences and firsthand accounts from nurses that I knew in New York and their friends in Italy, and just the death and everything devastation. It was just a lot. And one night, I actually wrote a letter about what my wishes were if I were to catch COVID and be intubated, and what kind of life-saving measures I did not want done. I wrote a letter to the baby and to my older son saying goodbye. And I put it in an envelope and shoved it into my nightstand. And that was like such a fucked up feeling, that I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure I'm going to die. And there's nothing anyone's going to do about it. It was, yeah. So
I'm glad you didn't die.
I'm glad I didn't too. So one night after a really bad shift, and countless emails from the week about how many times I've been exposed to COVID without knowing it, I was up and I didn't want to read all the horrible stuff anymore. So I Googled Bat Boy, and hoping I was going to find some kind of COVID connection story, anything. And I couldn't find anything new, but when you Google Bat Boy, his little screaming face, that iconic cover comes up. And I saw his little face, and I had this sense of just nostalgia and comfort that I hadn't felt in a really long time. And that night, I also found out that there is a musical, Bat Boy the Musical, based on his life. And I was blown away. And I promised
Can we
myself,
watch it?
oh, we're going to go see it 100%.
Okay.
And I promised myself that I was going to see that musical someday. I was going to make it through the pandemic. I was going to make it through all the bullshit. And I was going to go see this amazing thing that someone had put together to celebrate the life of Bat Boy.
Yes.
And for the first time in months since the pandemic started, I smiled again. And it was the same kind of crazy response of like, oh, like things are maybe okay. And it was Bat Boy again that kind of rescued me from this hopelessness. So Bat Boy was my first cryptid. He's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I mean, everything about him, ridiculous. And I feel like we grew up together. We're similar ages. And I have our theories that he is the child of Mothman or maybe another unholy abomination from West Virginia.
The Butler
Gargoyle. Like, because you've got the Chief Cornstalk curse.
There's a cryptid from Pennsylvania called the Butler Gargoyle.
Ooh.
And it's basically just, it's like Mothman, but leathery.
But leathery? Like his whole body's leathery?
Yeah, he's like leathery and gross, kind of, yeah.
Ooh, I've never heard of him. We need to discuss him.
Yeah, he's super obscure. There's only been like a small handful of sightings ever. But
Shit.
I think if I had to guess like a cryptid, like obviously Mothman is like a good contender, but I think the Butler Gargoyle is like based on like what Bat Boy looks like and like what his wings are reported to be like. I would think that the Butler Gargoyle is probably more likely his
so
dad.
He's, I mean, or distant, because like there's some relation between all these cryptids. Even Grafted Monster has the weird seal skin. Yeah. So I was like, Chief Cornstalk curse was around the same time that Bat Boy's family showed up here. So could it be that this all came together to make all these creatures spring forth from this like
weird stuff just
rift.
Kind of came from?
Yes. Yeah. And he's one of them, I think. So Bat Boy is not our traditional cryptid. And some people probably don't even consider him a legit cryptid. But to me, that is not fair because A, this is a government disinformation campaign. He's definitely, something about him is real, and they made it ridiculous so that nobody would believe the people that really saw him. I don't know if we'll ever see him again. I don't know if he's alive. I hope he is. But Bat Boy, in case you're real, we would like to thank you for your service, and you are officially pardoned for biting Santa Claus.
Yes. Maybe we should like make him a medal, and then like ask him to come get it so that we can meet him.
Let's make him a medal and save a seat. Like we'll make a little throne for him at Cryptid Con in case he shows up.
People would come up to our table like, it's like it's the Bad Boy throne. We're waiting for him. He's coming, we promise.
Up, okay? And then we'll make a little tiny throne and we can bring it with us everywhere. Like we go to the bar, no one can sit by us because that's Bad Boy's chair.
Do you think Lisa would make us a stuffed Bat Boy?
Oh my God, I would cry.
I'm going to ask her.
They have like the Baby Yoda stuffy that came out with like the realistic kind of silicone head. If they ever made a Bat Boy like that with his little screamy face, giant head, I don't even know what I would do with myself.
That'd be scary.
It would be so cute / scary. Yeah, I think Bat Boy is fantastic. And we can put in the show notes sources for all of this very real scientific research that Weekly World News did.
I have like a quick hypothetical that I've been thinking about for like weeks now. And I just want to know, like, I just think, just follow me on this mental journey. Can you imagine? And like, what would you do? That's where we're going with this. So you get a call from one of your friends, you know, it's like a little safer to go out and like your friend says, hey, I met this dude that I think you would really like. I want to set you up on a blind date with him. You're like, yeah, totally. Sounds good. And they like describe him, you know, he's tall, he's got big blue eyes, sounds cute, whatever. Kind of weird, but like, that's okay because you kind of like that. So you show up to this blind date, you're at the bar, you get there, you take your mask off, you're chilling, you get your drink, you're waiting, and then you see this man come in, and you're like, oh, okay, like, he's kind of handsome, like, all right, cool. And then he sits down next to you, and he takes his mask off, and it's fucking Bat Boy. What would you do?
I'd be so excited. I mean, I'd probably scream out of fear / excitement.
Yeah, he'd probably scream back.
Like that, like a screech. Yeah. And we need to get a Bat Boy screech down. Like, I feel like we need to have a sound for every cryptid we cover that we can like do at the end of the podcast.
God, that's like not my strong suit at all, but I will try.
Okay, let's try to do a bat boy call. I think it would be kind of screechy, like echolocation-y, maybe dolphinish. So I would do like, yeah,
that's all like
like that. I think.
Yeah, I think that's good. I feel
like
it needs like an extra like.
Oh yeah, really high up.
Yeah.
I hope. So we'll practice our bat boy call. We'll make him a throne. We'll make him a medal. We'll see if
the next time we go live, we'll do our bat boy calls for everyone on our live stream.
And they will be so happy to have to hear that. So a few things. We have an Instagram. You want to talk about like our Instagram, Patreon, all that stuff?
Do I want to?
Yeah, I've been running my mouth for like an hour. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we have an Instagram. It's run by Sarah and I, mostly Sarah. She usually posts a little more on the Instagram. It's called at Manic Pixie Dream Ghouls. And you can find both of our personal Instagrams on there as well. We do also have a Twitter, which is more run by me. And it is at MP DG podcast. I had to like do that in my head because it was too long for me
to do Twitter. I don't know how to Twitter.
But if you, in the link to this episode, you will also find our link tree, which has all of the links, so you don't have to go and search them. We have a Patreon as well. I think there's 5 tiers on there. There's a $1 option where you can give us a tip. $5, which I can't remember what's on all of them. But they're cool and they're good.
They're cool,
and there's a lot
of
cool stuff.
Free stuff. We'll send you postcards. We'll call you on Zoom. We'll make you tote bags. Like it's pretty legit stuff.
Yes.
Because I feel like we should be giving people stuff for subscribing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we appreciate it. And Sarah and I also go live on Instagram every week just to drink and talk shit. And it's really fun and you should join us.
Yes, it's super fun. We've had a really great feedback on our last few go lives where people were very amused by the stupid stuff that we talked about. And if people want to DM us, tweet at us, whatever, if they have a bat boy experience, a bat boy theory, a picture of him, and a lead on how I can find Matthew Damon to fuck him up, we would appreciate that because we always want to add to our information.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. There is also an option on our link tree to email us as well.
Oh, sick. So Kenzie will be presenting our cryptid next week.
Yes.
And we hope that this works out and you guys like it and all of that good stuff.
Yeah. And you stick around and listen to us next week.
Yes, please. Thank you for listening or watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye.